anxiety, depression, weight gain, brain fog, hair loss. These are just some of the few symptoms that I've experienced since having my first child back in 2022. I am a 35-year-old female. Hi everybody, my name is Sherry, and today I want to talk to you guys about my hormone journey and what that has looked like thus far. This has been a new eye-opening experience for me and newfound education just personally for myself that I didn't even know was even a thing. So back in 2022, I had my first child at the age of 33, and for 45 days after, I suffered from the most debilitating postpartum depression. I didn't even leave my house for up to 45 days after having my child. And just because I was so scared, and I read that off as just being, you know, oh, that's just depression or that's just postpartum. So then I was able to start working out again, and I figured maybe that's the reason why I was feeling this way, because prior to getting pregnant, even 7 months leading into being pregnancy, I was doing CrossFit. And then I transitioned to a female CrossFit gym. And so I was like, okay, I am ready to get back into this. Right after I was cleared to, you know, start working out again, doing light things, I entered back into a cycling class. So I did cycling for about 3 months just to get my cardio back up. Then I transitioned over to a female CrossFit, which was just really awesome. A great establishment. They're called FemFit, and in Redding, California. They're awesome. Really great. But here was the issue, is that I was not losing weight. I was still tired, still very fatigued. My energy levels weren't up. So then I started looking into my diet. Okay, is it what I'm eating? At this point, prior to being pregnant, I was vegan for 7 years. I became pregnant, I craved eggs and salmon, so I started consuming eggs and salmon. And so that primarily was my diet, especially after postpartum. It consisted of salmon or fish. I would do tilapia or tuna, salmon, eggs, and no dairy. But high beans and rice intake. Still was not losing any weight, still having a hard time sleeping. I transitioned from doing a CrossFit style workout to a more yoga, stretching, light cardio, because I was like, maybe that's why I'm not losing weight and maybe I'm getting too much muscle, because at this point I am 30 pounds overweight from what I was prior to being pregnant. All right, so I went to a primary doctor, and my primary doctor was basically like, let's get you into a dietitian. I waited almost 2 months to see this dietitian, and I don't know if you guys are like me, but when you have such a low body self-image of yourself and already suffering from depression, from anxiety, you know, my clothes don't fit, my skin's breaking out, my hair's falling out, any little bit of hope I grasped onto, right? Like any little bit of encouragement. So let me tell you, those 2 months waiting for that dietitian was, oh my gosh, that was like the forefront of my mind, okay? So went and saw the dietitian, and it was very discouraging because she suggested that I eat the way that I am currently eating. The next thing out of their mouth was, why don't you try Ozempic? And, you know, hallelujah for those that have been on Ozempic, that it has worked for them. But I just knew for myself, I wanted to get to the root of the issue. I did not want to do that just yet or even entertain that idea. I knew that there was something wrong with me because I have not experienced this type of feelings prior to pregnancy. So I hired a personal trainer, got my macros all dialed in. I paid for 3 months. I followed the regimen. I did the workouts. I did all the things. And guess what, guys? I did not lose 1 pound, okay? And I cannot even begin to tell you guys how debilitatingly discouraging that is to no end, because at this point it has been 1.5 years postpartum and I have given it my all. I even did a juice cleanse, okay guys? I even did, like, you name it, I have tried it. So here's the deal. Here's what led me down a hormone rabbit hole, okay? Is that I am a tattoo artist, and I was tattooing a client who I knew had kids, 4 of them, and she looked incredible. She was vibrant, she was just, you know, fit, and her skin was great, clear, you know, clear, everything. She just looked amazing. And I was like, what are you doing? Because I need to know what you're doing. And she's like, oh, I went and had my hormones tested, and it's, you know, I'm deficient in this, that, and I got hormone treatment and taking these supplements and blah, blah, blah. Basically, it changed her life, okay? So I was like, freaking sign me up. I tattooed another client, same thing, and this had gone on for about 3 months, that I've tattooed like 4 different people, who, men and women, who were receiving either hormone replacement, hormone supplements, or just having education on this. And I was like, I need to know. So here's what I did. I spent about 3 hours. I had my mom come over. She watched my daughter, and I spent a good 3 hours calling every single hormone replacement or hormone specialist, hormone doctor. I mean, there's different names for it, but you name it. I called every single one within a 200-mile radius of where I live, which is Northern California. And I called every single one of them, and every single one is a little bit different. And I decided, and it felt good for me, is I went with Dr. June Stevens, and she is located in Redding, California. So the reason why I chose her is several different reasons. Number one, if you have great office team members who answer the phone so politely, so nice, so kind, and answer all of my questions that I had, because I had a list of them, right? Of all my symptoms, if this would be perfect for me. And her office team member, her main office lady, was the nicest person, very informative. And what I also liked about this place is that a lot of these hormone doctors, they want to see you go get blood work prior to coming in. And for me, that didn't feel right. I was like, I would way rather see the individual or see the doctor first to see what's going on with me, like to talk and share everything prior to going in. And the reason is because what if I don't need blood work done? What if it's as simple as switching a supplement that I'm taking or whatever? Okay, so I went in, and it's a little old school as far as they do have their new welcome paperwork online, but my printer wasn't working, so I had to go into the office, right? I go into the office, I get this very, very extensive packet that I had to fill out for my new patient form prior, right? And what's great about this is that's what I'm wanting. I want them to ask very specific questions like, what do I eat? What is my family history? what are my habits? What are my hobbies? How often do I sleep? You know, very detailed questions, because that makes me, honestly, it makes me feel comfortable rather than what's your name, your age. You know, I did not want a doctor who was like one size fits all. And what's great about her is that she is a naturopath doctor. She went to college for this, and she actually wrote a book called What in the Gut is Going On. And I bought the book. You can buy it on Amazon. I believe it's only $20. I highly recommend it. Anyway, so I'm sitting in there, right? I'm filling out my paperwork, guys. And I was like, how far out can I be seen? Because at this point, you know, it's been 2.5 years. My daughter is 2.5 years old. You know, what's another month? I'm like, at this point, what's another month? And I'm sitting there, and the front office lady, she's so nice. She was like, oh, it's gonna be about a 1 month to 2 month wait. Let me check my schedule. So as she's checking the schedule, I'm filling out the paperwork, and there's phone call after phone call of individuals that are wanting to reschedule their appointment for the following Monday. And I look at her and I was like, hey, I get me on the cancellation list. Like, put me in there, I will do it. So honestly, it was so great that I was there, because it worked out to where I was able to see her. This was on a Friday. I saw her that following Monday. Okay. I walk into the office. It's Monday morning. I walk into her office, and this is where I was highly impressed. Okay. Because at this point, I have not met Dr. June. I've only had communication with the front desk. Okay, so I walk into her office. First of all, super cute, decorated, very clean, very good energy, good vibes. I am extremely impressed because she is like so nice, so kind. Let's get right to business. She had my new patient, all my new patient paperwork, everything right in front of her. But this is what I was really impressed with, is that things were highlighted. She had written notes on the side, which makes me feel like, and I mean, it's not even a feel like I seen that she took the time to research and look through my paperwork, not just like, oh, check the box. No, she had questions and highlights, which was really great. So for that out, and it's an hour and a half, it's 90-minute your first consultation or first meeting, whatever you want to call it. I want to call it a educational forum. I mean, I feel like I went to a seminar. I feel like I went to a hormone seminar. The amount of research that I gained just on my body within those 90 minutes was insane. Like, I didn't know about progesterone. I didn't even know that was a chemical that my body made. I didn't know what estrogen dominance was. I didn't know, you know, you hear about cortisol, but I always hear like it's, if you have too high of cortisol, then it's bad. Or, you know, I genuinely walked in there just a blank slate, no clue what's going on. So here's the deal. Super excited, super stoked. I felt really good. She wanted to order a hormone test for me because she said, it sounds like you are dealing with hormone replacement. You know, you're not hormone replacement, but you're dealing with maybe some hormone issues. So she had suggested that we order me a hormone test. And what I was really surprised about is that these hormone tests it wasn't a blood test. It was a urine test. It's called a Dutch test. And what was really cool about that is I had to take this test or do this test. It's a 24-hour period, and you have to pee basically on 4 to 5 different pieces of paper. You don't pee on the paper. You pee in a cup, and then you dip it in there. You dip the test in there, but you have to do it between day 17 and day 19 of your cycle. And so this is where I was like, okay, how do I know what that is? So basically your cycle starts, if you guys don't know, because I didn't know, is that your cycle starts the first day of your period. That is day 1. And so then you count boop, 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 all the way to day 17 in the month. And that is the day. And I was like, why? Why those days? So apparently on day 17, because on day 14 is ovulation. Again, I don't know this. If you know this, that's awesome. I had no clue. So day 14 is ovulation, and within day 14 to all the way to day 28, that's when your progesterone levels rise up and then go back down, kind of like a mountain. And so on day 17 to 20, that's when your progesterone level should be at its highest. Your estrogen should be balanced. Your testosterone should be coming down from its high, because your testosterone in women are higher when you're ovulating. So, all right, here's the deal. I was like, let's do this. So I did the testing. It took 2 weeks for the testing results to get back in. And I had my follow-up appointment literally the day that my test results came back in to Dr. June Stevens. I go into her office, and this is the most exciting part you know what was exciting about it? I'll tell you. The most exciting part about getting the results is that I finally had an answer. Again, it's been 2.5 years of just not knowing and guessing. I literally felt like I was throwing spaghetti noodles at the wall to try to figure out, why am I not able to lose weight? Why is my hair falling out? Why is my skin breaking out? Again, I'm 35 years old. Why do I have acne? Why am I tired all the time? And I get it. Like, you just kind of override these things, you know, like, oh, it's because I'm, I have 2 bonus kids. I'm a mom of 3. It's because I work this job or do this or that. You just kind of make excuses for feeling shitty. And I was just over it. So this is what I was really excited about, right? Walking to the office, she has all my test results. And let me tell you, it was shocking. The test results were shocking. So number one of what's going on is that my cortisol levels were below the low. My cortisol levels on my adrenals were so overworked, and my cortisol levels were so low that it was basically alarming. I mean, you need cortisol. I mean, that is what gives you that fight or flight. That's what gives you the energy. That's what pumps you up. And mine was so low that explains why my lack of motivation or drive to do anything, right? Literally, I did it because you have to do it. But was I stoked about it? No. And then my next shocking result was that my estrogen levels were so high, very estrogen dominant, and my testosterone levels were great, right in the middle. But my progesterone levels, it was like I was a 65-year-old post-menopausal woman. My progesterone levels were so low, it was, again, very alarming. So what she did, and it's like, okay, now what? Now how do you fix this? Well, I got a prescription for progesterone, and I just finished, because you're only supposed to take it if you have a normal cycle. You're only supposed to take it for the 14 days of your cycle. Remember, you start it on day 14. That is 14 days after you first start your period. So you start it on day 14, and you go to when you start your period. So that's usually about 2 weeks, right? All right. It's literally been 2 weeks. Last night was when I took my progesterone, and I can't even explain to you guys how great I feel compared to a month ago to how I feel today is crazy. Yes, this is going to take a while for my body to balance out, even out with all my hormones, but overall, my energy levels are up, my motivation is up, I don't have brain fog, I am not in a constant depressed state, I have the motivation to go work out again, to move my body, to, my face is clearing up, because she put me on not just progesterone, but a full cleanse of things. And it's great because, again, I want to mention her book, that in her book, she talks about cleaning your liver. So I'm on a liver cleanse. So cleaning out your liver, what is your gut? We talk about the gallbladder, the silent epidemic, your lymphatic system, gut microbiome. And what I like about in the book too is it has a little diagram for you guys, which she showed me at our first appointment. And it was very eye-opening because it has like a little diagram. And if you guys are able to watch me on YouTube or watch me on TikTok or wherever you want to watch me, I kind of show it for a second. The Hormone Symptom Evaluation Tool. And it has all of these symptoms, and then it has what it would look like, you know, what it could possibly be in your body. But it's just so great. So yeah, so I have a plan, right? I'm gonna balance out my estrogen. I'm on an estrogen balance supplement, and this is what's really awesome about going and seeing her, is that she develops her own supplements. So I was able to purchase all of the supplements that I needed from her office. I mean, you don't have to, but it's nice. It's nice that it's a one-stop shop for everything, right? So I was able to get all the supplements I need to take, which was vitamin B complex, folate, vitamin C, vitamin D3. I'm also taking, I mean, there's a whole list of them. But the main thing was the progesterone, my liver cleanse. She's also having me do castor oil wraps, and she wants me to do that 2 to 3 times a week, especially right over my liver, right? Want to clean out the liver, because did you know that your hormones are actually flushed out through your body, through your liver, through your urine? And again, it blows my mind. I did not know that. I thought that my hormone test needed to be through my blood work. So all in all, this has been a wild journey, and I cannot wait to see where this is going to take me. Like I said before, I'm 2 weeks of taking all of the supplements and taking the progesterone. And my main goal again is to lose weight. It is to have my hair stop falling out, and just overall not being in such a depressed, low mood. And so far, so good. So yeah, please follow along with this. If you guys have if you've had your own hormone journey, or if you have experienced this, or are you experiencing all of the things that I mentioned prior, the depression, the anxiety, postpartum depression, weight gain, not being able to lose weight, right? Because again, like I was doing all these things, not being able to lose weight, acne, let's see the other symptoms, fatigue, dry skin, dry hair, drowsiness, food cravings, arthritis, bladder symptoms, brain fog, breakthrough bleeding, breast tenderness, cramping, and headaches. Oh my gosh, I was experiencing probably 3 to 4 headaches a week, hot flashes, irritability, memory loss, mood swings, night sweats, sleep disturbances, insomnia. Yeah, and again, weight gain, that heart palpitations, all of these symptoms, and I just read it from these Hormone Symptom Evaluation Tool, all of these symptoms could be related to your hormones. So check out the book. Again, you can get it on Amazon. It's called What in the Gut is Going On. Maybe if you're in the area or not in the area, I suggest, finding a hormone specialist near you that you resonate with, or if, you want to go to the one that I went to, she's great. But finding other answers rather than just being told to take depression medicine or anxiety medicine or go on Ozempic like I was told, did not feel right for me. So check that out, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you guys about this. And this will be a continued talk, I'm sure, because like I said, I just started.